It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on Habscast.
Well, it was a great day to talk hockey this morning. Right now, I don't know. I would like to have had another half-hour break before starting this. I just burn when you friggin' blow a game like that with 2 minutes left. God damn. Lane Hutson in the wrong lane. I posted something and then, got 9 comments and 5 likes. It was one of those, right? About Hutson. And of course, like freaking X is like a cesspool. Like you say anything negative about Demidov or Hutson, it doesn't matter. They could have friggin' made 84 mistakes and they'll blame it on somebody else. Oh no, goalie. Well, VL grabbed goalie and actually could have been a penalty against VL as far as I was concerned. He freaking pulled him down. So I'm not blaming goalie on that. Goalie went into the corner and the guy grabbed him and he fell. He gets the puck. What's Hutson doing over there? Friggin' Cole's there. Goalie's there. So Hutson goes up. There's an example of a guy that, I don't know, he's a left defenseman. What was he doing? He was over on the left side, right? They got to get a right defenseman. I'm sorry. If Reinbacher was out there, would he have been over along the left boards? He's a right defenseman. No, he'd have been standing in front of the net where he should have been, ready for a pass behind the net. Is like he didn't need to be 2 feet away from goalie to get a pass along the boards there. I have no idea why Lane was over there. And I mean, you could tell Lane right away, he started shaking his head and he knew that he had screwed up. But like X just drives me crazy sometimes. Like, doesn't matter. Demidov, they'll blame the friggin' usher, before they'll blame friggin' Demidov or Hutson for making mistakes. They make mistakes. They're young players. It's okay to admit it. Every now and then they're the ones that screw up. And tonight, Lane Hutson made the major gaffe that cost the Canadians the game. You can sugarcoat it. You can blame Goalie. You can blame Hutson. You can blame Fowler. You can blame Marty. But it was Hutson. And if you ask Lane Hutson right now after the game, he'd admit it.
I agree.
Good day, sir.
Hi, Blain.
Hello.
You blame that one on you blame that one on someone other than Lane, or?
Oh, the fourth goal? No, that was Hutson losing his man.
Yeah,
and
it was.
You could tell he knew right away because he was breaking his stick over his knee.
That's what I said.
No one needs to jump on his back and try and point it out to him. No one's going to be harder on him than him.
No, he of course. I'm just saying that I posted something on X, and Hutson on X can do no wrong, right? It was like instantly, oh no, it was Goolie's fault. Oh no, it's Caufield's fault. Oh no, it's the usher's fault. Oh, it's the goal judge. Everything but the freaking guy that, like, it's okay. The young players, they're not perfect. Him and Demidov sometimes are the goats. Not the greatest of all times, the goats. Small letters.
I found that throughout the whole game, though, it was all little mistakes in the defensive zone. It wasn't always the young guys either. Sometimes it was the veterans. For whatever reason.
Oh, no, of course.
It was just those little errors that cost them the game.
But 2 minutes left in the frigging game. 3 is over in the corner. Like, it was just unacceptable. Like, just stand in front of your net lane and friggin', cover, stay between the goalie and the friggin' puck. It's not friggin' rocket science here. I know he wants to win the game, but first and foremost, you got to get out of there. You got to get to overtime and get a point at least out of it at home. You can't lose 2 straight games at home to frickin' Anaheim and San Jose and back-to-backs traveling from out west to here. I mean, God, what a blown opportunity. They're just it's going to come right down to the last frickin' week of the season, isn't it? You just know it.
It is.
For whatever reason, those Bruins just hang around.
Yeah.
And it was just what I'm hearing now. I'm starting to read is they're blaming Robida now. A lot of them say, "Wow, they need a new defense coach." Like, come on, this is not like systems mistakes. This is just basic hockey mistakes they were doing. A lot of coughing up the puck, a lot of shooting it in the wrong area, mistakes on puck management, and like yesterday, Grant, you said it, and I'm gonna say it again today. The forwards have to take some of the blame too. They're just not tight enough right now, where they're not coming in and giving enough support to the defense on the breakouts. So they're pushing a lot of passes through the middle too often. And Anaheim were really transitioning pretty quickly and giving Montreal a hard time. So that's also part of the problem. And these are not mistakes that are happening because they're being coached to do that. This is individuals that should know better, that have been coached like this for many, many years, that are making basic hockey mistakes. That's what it is right now.
Well, even like Suzuki a couple times, like that first goal, for instance, they got to get back. You got to get back, and you got to cover your man. It's pretty basic stuff. Hustle, cover your man. Suzuki was to blame for it. And last game, Suzuki, I don't know what the passes were way out. Like, so these guys aren't perfect. They're going to have these games, and tonight, Suzuki and Hutson, big mistakes, and even the best players are going to have those nights. I guess it's just still frustrating with 2 friggin' minutes left. All you got to do is get to overtime, and then Caufield does his thing and usually scores. But it burns extra when you lose to San Jose, and then you lose to friggin' Anaheim. 2 minutes left. It's just so it's it's going down to the last week of the season. Unfortunately, I was hoping maybe this weekend they could put a little bit of faith there, but it doesn't appear that that's going to be the case this year. It's going to be right down to the friggin' wire.
Well, they're going to need to figure out how to get themselves back into games at 5-on-5. The power play moved the puck well, at least this game, didn't score, but they were dominated at 5-on-5.
Yep.
They cannot play games like that without a power play. And even if they do, they still need to at least break even at 5-on-5. I mean, they were controlled for quite long periods at 5-on-5.
Well, there doesn't seem to be a lot of symmetry between the forwards and the defensemen at times. There's too much of a gap.
Yeah.
Francois saying Bruno Gervais had a great analysis with images explaining how the Habs demon are constantly given the blue line by being way too far.
Yeah.
Ducks can enter without any pressure. The gap control is not good. And you know who's got really, really, really good gap control?
I know.
Yeah.
I think I know. I'll let you say it, Grant.
He plays about 15 minutes down the road from the Bell Center. I think Blain's starting to clue in there, but he's a sailor. He's a sailor. It takes him a little extra sometimes.
No, I'm just letting you take the full credit.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm kidding. Of course, Blain knows that I am talking about Adam Engstrom.
But that third goal, right? They let Kreider just everybody. There was 3 guys, and all 3 of them were backing up as Kreider was getting to the front. Like, guys, somebody jump on him, get him. All 3 players were backing up. It was just driving me nuts.
Yeah, they were further into the net than the goalie was. That's how far back they were.
Absolutely.
I know.
I'd like to blame it all on Carrier tonight, but you know what? He actually made fewer mistakes than the rest of them, for the most part. Really, I mean, he was okay. Yeah. He was okay tonight. You can't. I mean, if it'd be easy, it'd be a bash fest on Carrier, but he actually was one of the maybe the only defenseman that didn't kind of have brain cramps tonight. Arbor, I had kind of a half-hearted response to the VL thing there. I don't know. Like, is he been told like, oh, if he'd have got a minor penalty there, is he afraid that he's going to be benched for a month again? Maybe, right?
Possibly.
There's always that with him. By the way, 3 minutes into the game, Cody Glass got injured and was. Oh, I'm being told that's Kirby Dach, sorry, not Cody Glass, that got injured there. Is he made of glass? Like, you got to start to wonder, man. Like, really, out for the game for falling on the ice? Like, what now? Did he blow out his shoulder by falling on his back? Like, really? Is the guy just like some guys? I hate the term injury prone, but you've got to start to wonder about this guy. When he looked like he barely got hit in the knee and he's freaking gone for 2 years with knee injury, completely blows out his knee, falls lightly basically on his back, and what? Now he's got a friggin' separated shoulder from that. He's not. Put it this way: he's not Ty Domi. You could hit Ty Domi with a sledgehammer over the head and he'd just shake it off. Like, I hope it's not like now he's gone 2 months or some friggin' thing. And,
if it is, I think that's going to be the last we see of him with the Canadiens. When he plays, he is a really good asset for the team. He plays, he brings a few elements to the team that are hard to find, but that's only when he plays, and it's not a lot of games. They can't rely on him. So if he's out again, I would bet money that they'll just go to the next guy up. I mean, they got so many forwards coming.
Yeah.
They can't keep relying on somebody who, unfortunately, has been hurt quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think the secondary point, Blain, on that is, next year they're pretty tight to the cap, and if they feel like Kirby Dach is not going to play enough games, that's one of the things they might say. Well, let's just save that cap space and use it in a better way than to have somebody who's only going to play 1 out of every 4 games for us this year, and then constantly be having to. Because it's not the games you miss, but when you come back, it's the games that takes you to really get your rhythm going again. So you're losing out just so much from that. And you're right. That might be they might decide to move on and say, let's just use the money elsewhere and get some toughness or get a little bit of ornery or get somebody who's just. I said on Blue Sky, I said, the Habs could use a jerk. Somebody who's just a little rat. Get the motion going or just do something to annoy the opponent. That might be something that they want to look into for next year, because it's a really polite bunch this year.
Yeah, I was going to reply to that and say, are you too old to play, Rick? But I stifled myself.
Rarely a jerk. Rarely.
No, of course I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating slightly there. That hit. Why wasn't there a penalty on that though?
That should have been interference, to be honest.
Yes, it was a blindside hit, and that's what pissed off Jack-Eye a little bit and Anderson a little bit, but I don't know. That was almost like a Toronto Maple Leafs reaction to it, like.
Well, at least they can say they saw it and they tried.
Yeah,
he should have just dropped his gloves.
Yeah, I mean, should have had Liam on tonight. He'd be just steaming. The steam would be coming out of his ears.
And if you're not going to do that, just crowd the goaltender. Give a little late shot between behind the legs there with a little Sherwood, as they say, in the back of the legs on the next play. Do something to let them know that, your guy doesn't want to go. Okay, well, this is what's going to happen now. they'll bump the goal or do something. Be a
Yeah.
rat.
Yeah.
On their way to
No.
nail one of his teammates.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Anderson got a penalty for that. I mean, it was appropriate that it was Oscar night for in Seneca's instant there. Holy frig, but I mean, that was just an embellishment penalty. Sorry, but giving a penalty to Anderson on that. Anyway, but hey, the Ducks didn't get a power play, I don't think, till the third period. So it's not like, the Canadians were beaten by the refs tonight. It was once again
beat themselves.
sloppy play. And you're right. You can blame the hybrid system all you want for losses and stuff, but when it's just bonehead, the hybrid system doesn't say 3 men in the corner, right? 3 out of 4. Like, Lane, what are you doing there? And then once Gauthier started going, what were you standing there for? Anyway, it's not like Lane to normally do that. So that's the that's the bright side of it, that we probably won't be seeing this happen too often. And as you say, Blaine, they're not going to be playing, in the video room, they're not going to replay that 42 times for Lane and say, see what you should have. He knows. He knows he screwed up. Maybe distracted by little brother Cole signing a 3-year contract there today with the Washington Capitals. I would suspect we'll be seeing him in the lineup here for the Caps down the stretch. And good luck to Lane's little brother Cole as he becomes the third Hutson in the last 2 years to sign an NHL contract and to likely play his first NHL game. That's one more to come, apparently. Although Lars, I don't know. I kept a little bit of an eye on him this year. He's going to have to make a big jump. Next year's his draft year. I think Rob was saying he only weighed about 140 still, or 145. So he's going to have to at least get up to 155, I think.
Start eating more butter. Just start shoving that stuff in there.
Yeah, for sure. Let's have a quick look at the damage here. Suzuki 24 minutes, and I guess that's a product, obviously, of the fact that Dach got hurt and they started double shifting guys and all that jazz. Cappy, I guess, is no longer center. Looks like one face-off tonight. They just, when you got a 40% career face-off guy instead, you got to let him take the draws, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, little sarcasm there. To Alex's credit, he did actually win a few tonight. 6 wins, 4 losses. That's about the only place where they won tonight. Tekshay -1, Goalie -1, Kapanen -1, Matheson, Caufield -2. Hits wise, nothing really stood out. Josh with 3, Phil Deneau with 3 hits. I think that equaled his season's high, or season's total with that one. Noah Dobson 3 giveaways, Matheson 3 giveaways. They weren't. I wouldn't say that they had their best games tonight. The defense was Dobson and Hutson each with 5 blocks. I mean, blocks are cool, but when you're blocking that many friggin' shots, puck's in your end, isn't it?
Right on. The one thing I do like a little bit though is some of the younger players, after maybe a little bit of a more difficult stretch in February, which happens when you're playing your first full year in the NHL. Demidov and Cappy in particular, I think I've played pretty well in the last week or two. They've had good opportunities. That's not going in. That'll happen. But if you're getting your opportunities, they will. And boy, they took some good shots on net, both of them today, and they were active and they made some really good plays. So a little bright side on this rough weekend.
Yeah, that's true. I thought Kapanen, he had some good chances again tonight, and Demi was competing. Last two games were his best, maybe in a month or close to it.
Yeah.
He was rolling. Newhook
physically.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Alex Newhook drives me crazy, just with his lack of vision out there. He just seems to, there's times. There was one time he got the puck along the boards, and all he had to do was just shovel it back to the defenseman, and he thought, no, I'm gonna swing around and try to somehow get it past this guy that's a foot away from me along the boards, and of course it goes off that guy, comes out, it's a turnover. But he's always doing those kind of things. He makes a simple play complicated. I just wish that the guy can skate. When he skates, okay, fine, but just he gets the puck in the offensive zone. You think about 25% of the time he makes the smart play, I find, and it's frustrating. What do you have to say about that, Navy man?
About Newhook? Well, I don't know.
Liner.
Yeah, I think he's playing up a line, to be honest.
And now it's center again. Like they really still want him to be a second line center, eh? Is it like Kent saying, "Well, hey, I traded to a 30th and a 37th pick. You got to make me look good. He's got to play. He's got to be our second line center," because they've tried it and tried it, and it's just not. He's not a second line center. If he's a second line center and carries your right D on your top penalty kill, Stanley Cup, here we come.
Well, he can still make him look good if he's playing on the wing, even on a third line. I mean, the guy can get you 20 goals playing in that role. Like, you don't have to be a center.
Right.
I actually, the thing too is if you put him on the wing, you could stay a little bit higher up defensively and just maybe cover the point man, and then he becomes a threat because with his skating ability, if he could steal the puck a few times here and there and just go down the ice and break out that way, he'll be a lot more effective. You're kind of almost harming him by making him play center because now he's down low and he's lost, and then he has to go up the middle of the ice, and he doesn't have great peripheral vision. He's not really a great passer. So you're hurting him by putting him at center, in my opinion. Cappy's a better center than a winger. So just go back to what you were doing before. That was working. This part is frustrating to me too.
Get Newhook to talk to Paul Byron. Start doing a little bit of what he did.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's up a little higher in the zone. He's got the speed. He's got better hands than Byron did. So maybe he'll actually score on a few more of those breakaways.
Yeah, maybe. I just and I've kind of wondered, like, since they've been put together, I just like, okay, who's playing center here? Like sometimes it looks like it's Cappy that's playing center, and sometimes it looks like it's Newhook. I guess tonight Newhook was center. He took all but one draw, so you assume. But again, too, why is he taking all the draws when he's 25 years old and he's been a 40% face-off guy all his career? When you've got a rookie at 48, and stats show that if you're a 48% face-off guy as a rookie, you're good. You're going to be good, and typically you improve by 6% in the face-off draw between your rookie year and then 24 or 25 or your prime. So why are you? And the best way to become a good face-off man is to take face-offs. So they are thwarting what could be a really good face-off guy by saying, no, this guy that for 6 years now has proven that he's a 40% face-off guy. Newhook's not going to become a 55% face-off guy just, all of a sudden. It is what he is a 40 to 45% face-off guy. So why is he taking the faceoffs? Like the numbers say the opposite. Cappy's a better center. He's better defensively. He's smarter. Why is Newhook playing center? I don't. I hope that that changes. But anyway, what else here? Galley back in.
He gave everything he has.
Yeah,
you cannot deny.
Yeah.
And he did generate some opportunities. I mean, he was hard on the puck. He made life difficult for breakouts, which is saying a lot more than some of the other guys tonight. The Ducks had a pretty easy time breaking out of their zone.
Yeah. What do you think there?
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of it was hard for me to gauge Gallagher because it never turned into the emotional game I thought it was going to be at the beginning of the game, and that would have been maybe better for Gallagher. He played well considering what he could do. The problem was always a little bit the same thing. It's just part of the difficulty was just him being a little bit behind the play all the time, and you're kind of shorthanded at times. If you get the puck in deep, he's great. He's really helpful because he battles. He goes to the front of the net, but no, Anaheim is pretty quick. And then it was difficult a little bit for Gallagher to keep up. But I think all in all, it went better than it has in a while. And hopefully he and the organization realizes, as Grant, you've been saying for a while, and we've been agreeing with, that 2 games and 2 nights maybe is not what Gallagher can no longer do. And, having him skip a game, you get a better version of Gallagher. So all in all, it went well. I would have liked the game to have been a little bit more emotional and rougher. I think it would have been better for him, but it's fine. He did well, all things considering. I was not. I don't think he hurt the team too much.
Mm-hmm. What's this? Nick says concussion, please, Grant.
No, I already had one. Thanks.
I aim to please. I don't know what you mean by that, concussion, please, Grant. The thought is maybe that Dach somehow got a concussion from that. I don't know.
Didn't look like it.
No. Yeah, I think you're muted again there. Where's your dog? Where's Barney now?
No, it's his wife. His wife turned it off. Still no.
No. Why don't you speak there for a while there, Mr. Boatman?
Well, seeing as how I'm probably the one that has the most concussions out of this group, sure, why not? I keep coming back to the defensive play, and the system that they play. It's not necessarily the system is the issue; it's the mistakes they're making. They're missing at their attach points. So where's the trigger? Who attaches to who and when? So when a player goes up high, they're supposed to hand off into a zone up there, but they seem to stay with the man sometimes and not others. Like what's the trigger point there? And they're not prioritizing the slot. So there's little things there that they really have to clean up. They score a ton of goals through the season. That's not a problem, but they got to learn how to play defense a little bit tighter.
Yeah, for sure. Testing.
Is my mic back on?
Hey!
Oh, hey, yes.
Thank God.
might be a technical issue. We'll have to look into a new microphone. But no, quickly, I think the concussion thing was because Marc Denis used the term sonné a few times to talk about Dach, and that usually refers to dizziness or a head injury. So maybe that's what our listener was talking about, concussion in relation to Dach, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Sonné. Remember that from the wrestling? Remember the wrestler Sonny?
No, I don't remember that wrestling. I used to watch wrestling a lot. So.
Yeah, the girl, Sunny.
Oh, Sunny. Okay, yes.
Sunny,
Yes, was,
thank you for the da 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 da. That was her song to come in.
Okay.
You remember Sunny? Come on, you're the wrestling fanatic here, Rick.
Right, I know.
I was like, what? You don't remember Sunny? I mean, I'm as casual as it comes, but I remember Sunny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of us did.
Yeah. Yeah. Blain, not a wrestling guy. Yeah.
That's since
okay.
the 90s.
We love Yennies. Anyways, when you have a homestand, you have to get it done. Yeah. But Boston, Detroit, and the Islanders coming up. Big ones. At least, if you are going to lose games at home at the end of the season, lose to Western clubs, I guess, right? Beat Ottawa, beat Boston, beat Detroit and the Islanders, and it really doesn't matter that you lost I'd rather lose those two than to lose now to Boston and Detroit coming up this week and have lost to Ottawa, right?
Right. No, I agree.
But they better win.
They better win them.
And I guess the game in Detroit, the game is in Detroit, right? But the other ones, Boston and the Islanders, I think, are at home. They're playing better on the road than they are at home for whatever reasons, but trying to impress too much, get too fancy, Dan. Slav, that, you'd think, and that's where you think, okay, they're going to roll here now. Slav made that beautiful. The puck comes to him in front of the net, and he just powered through, Powered through the guy. Beautiful, beautiful assist. One of the nicest plays of the year. And the powering that you want to see from Slav. I thought maybe, okay, he's going to be like this the rest of the game, and maybe not. A little inconsistent that way, but that was the type of play that you want to see from Slav going forward, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't love his puck management throughout the game, though. I think there was some mistakes there. And sometimes I wondered at one point in the third period, I go, would it be an idea maybe to put him back again with Cappy and Demidov and maybe have like Texier with Caufield and Suzuki just for a period, see if they could sometimes, just reset the brain a little bit and try something else. Just for that reason, I there was a few times where he was holding on to the puck too much or passing it into crowded areas, and I didn't love that too much. But again, when you're a star player like Slafkovsky, you get it back with that amazing play, and I thought it would have lifted him up. You're right, and I thought it would have lifted some of the Habs players up too a little bit. They kind of got going a little bit after that spectacular play.
Yeah. It seemed like they were really in the doldrums before that power play where they hit early on. If they'd not hit so many posts, man, they had good chances there. But it did seem to spark them a bit. But 5-on-5 up until then, my goodness, just no life whatsoever. And this is an Anaheim team coming from out west that played yesterday, and has to play again tonight too, and travel again. And Montreal's the ones that come out with the dead legs. It was. I'm seeing a lot of people saying the goalie's been awful. Goalie this, goalie that. You find that he's been awful, Blain?
No, not awful. I just don't think he's at the peak of his play. I mean, he's making some errors. He looks. It looks like when he's trying to. I don't know what's going on. If it's he needs to fix his profile on his skates or something. He just keeps falling down when he's trying to change directions.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's weird. And then he's
doing a punch turn. Down he goes.
And he fell down on that, that play, right? I mean, he was grabbed in the shoulder by VL, and second penalty, I think that VL didn't get called for, but Okay, that's fine. Does 12:01, Monday morning, somebody going to get recalled or?
Probably.
I'd be doing it at 12 minutes and 3 seconds after midnight.
Yeah, I hope so. I also think it would be a nice spark to the team sometimes, bringing in a new player like that kind of, again, resets the mind, and I think they need that, and giving that new energy, and that'll be a good thing, I think, for the team.
Top five pick.
So I hope it happens. I really do.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's 34 minutes in. Somebody looks sleepy. So do you, Blain. So we're going to bid you adieu. Oh, I have a private chat message, and I'm sure it's from Blain saying, "Get me the hell off here!" Right? I don't even have to look at it.
I do turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah,
pretty early.
Hey, it is an hour later, so I get it. And you got to head for the Strait of Hormuz probably tomorrow too, right?
No, thank God.
Okay. Right on.
No, but I do have a couple of days left of work this week before I have the sad task of going to Punta Cana for a week. It's going to be terrible, horrible. Before going back to sea, and unfortunately flying into Bermuda for a few days before I sail again. It's terrible.
Okay.
The life of a sailor.
So this is your last post game in some time, then, is what you're telling me.
Well, Thursday, definitely not Thursday, but hey, maybe after Tuesdays.
After Tuesday? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Tuesday might be the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you better come on then, because we won't see you for quite a while. So.
Yeah, I'll bring my Guinness.
Sounds good. Okay, man. Well, Tuesday it is. You don't make any alternative plans, and get yourself a nice sleep there, sailor.
Thanks for having me. Nice seeing you again, Rick.
Thank you, Blain.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. The two guys that are a little in the dark. My ring light went down. Went down today. It's not working, so I'm a little extra shadows. I'm gonna have to order another one, I guess. Thank goodness they're only about $20, but so I'm a little shadowy tonight. But hey, maybe that's good. It's hiding the tears streaming down my face, Rick. So
I know, but we have to also look at it. The last 10 games, the Habs are 5-5. They got two points in extra time. So, sometimes it's important to look at like groups of games instead of just recent results. And generally, things have been okay. But the worrisome part, I think, is because so many other teams have really, really stepped up in the last month. So I do get the worry, but I still think it's gonna go to the wire, but I think I'm confident we're going to be seeing some postseason hockey from the Habs. I still believe that they have that much of a good team.
But they better not go 5-5 in their next 10, or
because it's going to start being tough.
That's not good enough, Rick. They can't play 500 hockey the rest of the way. The way other teams are playing. Mark, thank you, Grant, and your co-host. Go Habs, go! Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
And Nas 26 Ole gave us a toonie, and then we got the yellow one from Mr. Nunavut himself, Donnie McCaskill. Thank you for the 10 spot, Don. It's always appreciated. What the F kind of weekend? Question mark. Yeah, I know. You got to at least get a point out of those two games, man. So it's back to the drawing board. If they win these 3 games this week, then they're sitting pretty. If they lose 2 of the 3 or 3, then they're in trouble. So hopefully they right the ship. I think they need to call up Reinbacher, and not only for a new face, but well, you saw how excited they were when Demidov came into the fold, right?
Right.
It gave the players a boost. Top 5 picks, they tend to do that. And what was Reinbacher? Top 5 pick. So I think it will be, it's not like 7th round. Oh, they're calling up 7th round pick from 2023.
Yeah.
It's a freaking 5th overall pick. And he's
Right.
supposed to be good. So yeah, I think it'll give him a lift. And I guess I thought Struble was really good the last 2 games. I don't know that I'd
Yeah.
have taken him out tonight, but I don't think they've sat Arbor for 3 games in a row all year. They have Struble, but Arbor hasn't sat as often as Struble this year so far. I don't know. I think that they need to maybe Struble and Reinbacher in next game. I kind of hope so.
That would be interesting. I think that would be very interesting.
Because everyone. Jack Guy's supposed to be the policeman, right?
Right.
Well, did he police things tonight?
He hasn't really for a while. Like he's like I say, he hasn't fought. He hasn't had a whole lot of success dropping the gloves this year. I think he struggled in a few bouts. And again, it's a weird league because he doesn't play enough. So anytime the opponent always has like a built-in excuse saying, I'm not going to drop the gloves against you because you're only playing 7-8 minutes a game and I'm playing 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. You're right. And it's not like he's a big loss for the Habs. So it's different. It's a difficult situation he finds himself in, and I guess for him mentally too, he must be worried about: do I drop the gloves and get myself in the doghouse or not? I understand where he's coming from too. It's not an easy job right now that he has. And very quickly too about Reinbacher, we talked about what it does for the Habs, but I also think he must be chomping at the bits to play in the NHL right now. Like he knows he's missed a lot of time due to injury. He was maybe a bit unsure, but now he's got that confidence, the swagger. He's ready for the NHL, so he must be really wanting to show something today. Watching, some of the guys that were drafted with him on the ice tonight playing well. He must be thinking, I want to be a part of it too now. It's my turn.
Yeah, for sure. Someone saying Hutson's playing too much, and I agree with that. Like he's played over 50 minutes the last 2 games. Hey, the Canadians have drafted and have what's seemed like a wealth of defensemen. They traded away Romanov, right defenseman. They traded away Mayu, right defenseman. Both of them would look good in the friggin' lineup, eh? They both bring something that you could really use on the right side of D. And now, and instead we've got like 5 defensemen or 4, and they get played too much when the pieces were there and they got traded away. And now the other piece that could be helping alleviate this huge amount of ice time for Lane Hutson in Reinbacher, they won't call him up. So it's just, it's time. I mean, it's like there have been solutions to them not playing defensemen 25 plus minutes. It's not trading away your other young guys that are ready to, and then not calling up your top 5 pick that you made that's now 21 years old. So it's time. It's time at midnight tonight. Kent, don't go to sleep. Get on the horn. Call up. Well, I'll wait till the morning if you want, but call up Reinbacher at some point tomorrow, St. Paddy's Day, please. And what's the Italian? What's the crazy Italian doing tomorrow? Your wife, the wife isn't around. Are you you heading to I don't know, McCaskill's bar or anything like that tomorrow?
No, I don't think I'll be headed out to any. I mean, I think with St. Patrick's Day when you go to pubs, it's amateur night, right? It's all these
I know.
drunken fools that want to be top of the world. But I got myself I got myself some nice steaks from my dad that I'm gonna thaw out tonight and get myself a nice big Guinness and just enjoy St. Patty's at home with a nice steak dinner and have a great night with Barney. He's got to get a nice big bone out of it too. So
yeah, I bet, eh? Good stuff.
Are you heading out to a pub or something? Or
Oh,
not?
no.
Yeah.
That ship has sailed. I used to go to the Douglas Hotel in Douglas. It's quite a community in the Ottawa Valley, an Irish community, obviously,
Right.
and people used to go from all over the Ottawa Valley to the Douglas Tavern on St. Paddy's Day, and it was just you could barely breathe, just
I know.
and I went, and when I had a newspaper up there, I covered it, that was my excuse for going to it. But even after that, a couple of years of doing it, it's just too much,
I know.
Fun the first time around or whatever. But the Douglas Tavern, like many taverns, Rick, over the past 20 years, it couldn't. People would come from like generations of people that grew up in this small village hamlet, that area, would come back for a week, and they'd call it St. Paddy's Week because they'd come back and go to the tavern every day for a week. And I kind of liked it the day after. You'd go and you'd meet all these people that used to live, Irish people that lived in the area that moved away, for work and everything like that. Obviously a farming community. But like just about every tavern in Canada over the past 20 years, it's just, times have changed, right? And the small town taverns close more and more. And they finally sold it about 3 years ago. And then this past year, it burned down the building. And like many of them seem to do too. And often not by mistake, I don't think. But
right. No.
Anyway, it's no more. And that used to be my go-to place on St. Paddy's Day. And but no, I don't go out on St. Paddy's Day anymore.
Same here.
I have a couple of beers usually, and that's about it though. I'm not 25 anymore when I felt like I had to,
Yeah, I'm the same way. And like I said, I don't like to go there because there's always too many amateur drinkers who feel like St. Patrick means having 25 beers and acting like a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And no, I'm just going to stay home and just splurge on a nice big meal for myself and have a great night.
Plus, you're not even Irish, so, At least
It's true. I like the whiskey, though.
At least I had that excuse,
Yeah.
McCagg, a little bit Irish in me there.
Yeah.
This game proves once again Habs need more size and grit as they were outmuscled. Time for Hughes and Gorton to do something. Obviously, Marty does not rate Arbor, so bigger bodies required ASAP. Yeah. And we can start with Mr. Reinbacher. He's a bigger body.
Yeah.
That's a start. I don't think it's on. I know Charles said the other night, and this is Charles from Scotland. I don't know. Charles, are you heading to, are you heading to Northern Ireland tomorrow there? Probably not, eh? There must be a few Irish pubs in Scotland. Anyway, Charles, middle of the night. Charles mentioned yesterday about, getting up Flo and Florian and Thorpe. He thought those guys should be up at playoff time, but I just think it's just a little too early for those two yet. Especially to play that game. They're still kind of boys, boys among men. And someday, yes, I do see the two of them being on the fourth line. Probably, after Gallagher and Anderson have come and gone. But right now, I just don't think they're quite ready. I don't think Florian can handle the pace. Certainly not at the playoff time. And Thorpe, too, is his first year of pro. He's just 20. Like, he's just a kid, and he's got to get stronger and faster as well. So,
I'm a big believer in Thorpe as a fourth line player. And one of the big reasons, Grant, is it's been alluded to this weekend that Marty St. Louis is a big believer in small area plays and abilities. And I think Torp impresses me in small area. He makes quick little passes, and he's really good in battling one-on-one and doing all those little things you got to do in small areas. But as you said really well, he's got that body that's not really filled in yet properly, and he's still a little bit awkward in some of his movements. So he needs time. He needs a lot of repetitions. He needs a lot of minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Nick also, I saw a penalty on that play with Goalie, and unfortunately he got away with it, and it led to the winning goal. I will give VL some credit though. That was a really nice pass he made to spring him free. The the turnaround pass, it was quite nice. Need to play Jack-Eye the entire game. What's Marty afraid of? Don't dress him or Struble then. We always get the Jack-Eye, the Jack-Eye fan club. As I said the other day, I'm going to start up Struble fan club. He needs his fan club because Jack-Eye's got 5 or 6, I think. Would be nice to have one of the best shooters in the NHL on the power play. Sit Gallagher, put Laine in. There is Patty Laine that is maybe Dach. If Dach's out here, Bolduc no goals in 27 games. I don't think Laine go 27 games without a goal. What do you think of perhaps bringing in Laine?
I would not close my mind to that possibility, but it's one of those things where, and I'm not privy to the Habs practices, but I'd have to see how he does at practice in terms of pace and energy, and is he able to look? He's not a quick guy anymore. I think his knee injuries have made him lose some of his. He was never a speedster, but he lost a little bit with his knee injuries. So I'd need to see him at practice to see how his pace is. If he could play with a little bit more energy, a little bit more jump, I definitely would be open to putting Laine on the ice. But if he was going, I thought he was just a bit too slow before he was gone. It might have been the injury that was causing it, but if he's playing at that speed, it's just not quick enough. The team is always going to be shorthanded, and as much as I want the power play to work better, it's just not enough. It's just not enough right now. You need more than just that.
Yeah. You got to think that if Dach is out long term, this sets a stage for Hage. I also think we need a player like Andrew Shaw on this team. So that's Dach. Always getting injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times was Evans thrown out of the faceoff? Just drop the frickin' puck already, you drama queen referee. I hear you, buddy. I feel your pain, Casanova. Yeah. You've got a good Casanova. 5 or 6 times Duck Forward just went through our defense and was alone against Fowler. Well, there's no the pedigree isn't great. There's no top 10 picks on that defense core. Like, how many of the top teams in the league don't have a defenseman that was that was picked in the top 10? Oh, I know one that they maybe they should call up, top 5 pick, put him in the lineup. Maybe that will help.
Yeah.
It can't hurt. Like, what the worst? Can he play worse than what the Habs defense has been playing lately? I don't think so.
See it. I mean, again, like you said, it's worth a try. if something goes wrong, well, you deal with it. But right now, I think that it'd be a great opportunity for him and for the team to have him on the ice. Definitely.
Well, it's not like there's 5 other players that just absolutely have to be called up if he doesn't work out, right?
Yeah.
There's Reinbacher, and then there's Reinbacher, or there's Reinbacher. So call up Reinbacher, right? Anyway, I thought the same after when I saw Dach been hurt after a normal average body check. Yeah, he was kind of caught from behind a bit, but it just, I mean, how unlucky is it? Always unlucky, or is he just a little fragile? I start to wonder. I really do. Um, Roby Dach, there's talks about maybe Roby Dach needing to be replaced. I've defended Stefan quite a bit in the past. I mean, he got dealt as a rookie defense coach in the NHL. He had to develop 5 rookie defensemen. The first coach in history, NHL history, that had to do that. In fact, none had ever had 4 that they had to, and he had 5.
You're right.
And I think the first game of the year weren't 4 of them rookies. It was just it was crazy. So
I mean, if they're not rookies, they had less than 100 games. Like they really didn't have a lot, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. And oh, I just got another private chat message there, and it's Rick saying he can go another hour. Okay, good.
All righty, let's do it. Who needs to go to work tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Rick. Well, look, I hate to let you go when your mic's working right, but I think we'll have to do that. And I'll take over the ship here. I'm in the dungeon. You probably noticed the young lad actually didn't come home. He went to the girlfriend's tonight, so I'm gonna hang in here for another, I don't know, for a little while longer. And lots of people weighing in here. It's a bit of a bitch fest tonight, but that's okay. We'll get through. We'll trudge through. I'm here for therapy reasons, and we'll get through this together, folks. Okay, Rick, I'm glad I didn't have to do this solo. Thanks to Blain and especially to you for coming on for almost an hour here
It's a pleasure.
On a night when you got to get to bed, because what time do you rise in the morning? 6-ish?
I try to get up at 6:30 around, and let the dog out a bit, and get just get to work at an earlier time. So yeah, I think hopefully I get another 5-6 hours of sleep before heading back to work tomorrow.
Okay, man. Thanks for getting your mic fixed up, and
thank you.
We'll I don't know, are you around Tuesday night too, or?
Yeah, I'm around if help out. I could be around on Tuesday, no problem.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks, Rick. Have a good night, and happy St. Paddy's Day.
Thank you, guys. You also. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, Rick. Ricardo Springhetti, folks. So yeah, I am now solo. Let's have a look. Let's go talk to a few people here online. See what I'll have to say here. Other than perhaps goalie, there are no other players who are defensively responsible. Yeah. All right, folks. Goalies, again, played 195 NHL games. Hutson's almost played that many NHL games. Why isn't anybody saying, oh, Hutson? I know, because he gets lots of points. But, hey, I think folks are being a little too dramatic about goals. I mean, there have been games where I thought he was fine, and then I come on here, and it becomes a narrative, right? Like, there has to be a whipping boy, and fans trying to gang up. For years it was Matheson, and it didn't matter. He could play a good game, but if he had one mistake, oh, Matheson sucks. Oh, Matheson's horrible. Matheson this. And right now, that's goalie. It's the goalie's the one that people want to focus on. But I wouldn't worry about Caden Gooley. That he just needs some more games under his belt. Hey, He was a fantastic junior defenseman, really good in the AHL, good a lot of the time that he's played in the NHL. So just don't worry, he's young and he hasn't even come close yet to his prime as a defenseman. That's from 300 games on, and then we'll see. The best of Caden Gooley. I like to. Quinn Hughes is a good example. All right, I'll bring him up for example here. Okay. He had played 85, 90, 150 games, right? And he was minus 24, like 100 to 150 games. He was struggling in the NHL. It didn't really click in for him, until he hit the 200 game mark. And I mean, there's lots of examples, but that's just a player that, just an example of somebody that became a Norris Trophy winner. Is considered one of the best players in the league. But do you not think that he had defensive struggles his first 3 years in the league? You could argue at the 150 game mark, he was one of the worst defenseman defensively in the league, like porous. And it doesn't happen overnight all the time with these guys, right? It takes time. So like Thomas Harley, I like to bring him back up as 3 years in the minors, coming back and forth before he figured it out. Drafted around the same area in the draft as Gooley was. And, look at him now. And I see a lot of similarities in Gooley with Thomas Harley. Harley played 38 games, right? Drafted 18th overall. So basically, like I say, 15 to 20, just like Gooley. First year, 38 games in the AHL, 34 in the NHL. Next season, 27. His first year, he played 38 games in the AHL and was injured too. And that set him back a bit, just like it set back Gooley. Second year, 34 games in the NHL, 27 in the American League. -4 -3. He was still trying to find his game. Third year as a pro, 6 games in the NHL, 66 in the AHL. And Gooley hasn't played any. Like, that's one thing too. He probably could have used some time in the AHL, but he basically, because they needed NHL defensemen so bad, was fed to the wolves right from day one after junior, right? And 66 games for Harley at 22 in the AHL. Then finally, after, but that at that point he played 72, 79, 99, 105. Like, basically played the same amount of games that Gooley has played. And then finally the following year in Dallas, then he found his game. He was a NHLer, a regular, and he's just gone up from there. So Gooley, I say, it's probably a year away from being. I want to see him healthy next year, start a camp, have a good off season, come back next year, and be a solid contributor. He's one of the guys that I think is needed down the road here. I'm not one to agree that you gotta trade him. I don't I don't agree with that thought process, because that's the type of player that this club needs. Get Reinbacher in as a third pairing D. I'd put him with goalie. I'd put him with Hutson and get Hutson back on the left. That's what I'd do. Eric said, coach needs to stop experiment. Please put Hutson back on the left where the best. Yeah. And give him Dobson. It's way too late in the season to not use what already works. Yeah. Well, playing with Goalie and they're both on the left side, right? I mean, he's used to being over there. So, yeah, I agree. Hutson is better on the friggin' on the left. Put him with Reinbacher. The rest is history. I'm not going to. I'm tired of the Jack Eye. Way too many people just think Jack Eye's the be all to end all, and I'm sorry. I'm not gonna read Jack Eye. How much Marty hates Jack Eye tweets every night on here. It does get tiring. I'm starting to wonder about Marty. He's a great motivator, but his strategies and player usage are often questionable. Yep, they can be. Anybody have a job where others were getting the better hours, better assignments while doing a good job? Know what going through Arbor and Strubal's mind? Yep. Grant, Habs do not have enough cap space to call up Reinbacher until Wednesday this week. Oh, so Marco didn't calculate that right? It's supposed to be Monday, the 17th. Is that changed? If that's not Wednesday, my bad. Yeah. They could send down Fowler until next week. Yeah. 16th, sorry, that's tomorrow. Thank you, Gaza. Habs also need to keep a bit of cap space for Hage. Well, apparently the end of the year, right? I think he could play the last two games, sign and play the last two games. I think. My opinion, Hage might not get called up. He could go till April 11th. Not sure Habs burn a year. ELC. Oh, yeah, I'd burn a year. They can do it for friggin' Sean Farrell. They can do it for Michael Hage. Trust me. Actually be useful. Jack, I could play 5 more minutes a game. Dach is hurt and put on LTIR. That would also free up some cap space. True. Caddy should sit next game. I'd play Jack and Struble in the lineup. Line makes molasses look fast. There you go. 4 isn't working and you want to go with 5. Yeah, I know. We keep going over and over it. We're not going to Ireland. It's coming to Canada in May to visit family. There you go. My cousin can get tickets for the playoffs, so I'm hoping the team will make it. Oh, God. Yes. Weight of expectations rearing its ugly head, gents. Mr. Paul coming in with the philosophy. Yeah. Yes. Fans usually think shot hand, and it's so important with defense. Don't think shot hand. Yeah, I know. You can't. Look, they're already struggling having 4 lefties in there, so making it 5 is not gonna fix it. And hey, if you watched the game tonight, and apparently some of you didn't, Carrier was actually okay tonight. So, there were a lot worse defensemen than Alex Carrier tonight. Does that mean he's turned the corner? I don't know. but I think they need to try 3 right defensemen and 3 left defensemen. What a concept, eh? Like just about every other team in the league, like for the past 100 years, 3 left defensemen, 3 right defensemen. Like, it's not that complicated. At least try it for once this year. Do you know how many lefties were regulars in the blue line when the Devils? Yeah. Yeah, well, listen, when we get Scott Niedermayer and Scott Stevens and Brian Rafalski on this roster, then maybe you can go with an inordinate amount of left defensemen, but that's not what the team's got, my friend. Dach was blindsided by the hit. He misses far too many games every year to be counted on to be an integral part. Yeah. Windsor Hab. Good day, Windsor Hab. Where do you live? Windsor or Windsor Castle? Are we in danger of missing the playoffs? Yeah. Get back to me in a week. Got Boston, Detroit, and the Islanders coming up this week. If we lose all 3, yes. Danger, 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 danger. If you win 2, not so much. Get 3 points, not so much. No points or 2 points, yeah, that's a problem. Or 1 point, not good. Grant needs to increase Rick's salary so he can leave his job and stay later on the podcast. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's a little less harsh on you guys, eh? That's true. I think the Habs are managing a cap issue. Reinbacher should be up against Boston, I hope. Yes, sir. That Seneca embellishment was something, not a great look for the player. It's Oscar night. Give him a break. How good was Demidov tonight? Felt like most of his plays were inches away from making it to a highlight reel. Yeah. And what if Seneca had finished that? Both of them had, but Seneca's was even closer. Oh, what a move he made. You can talk about his embellishment, but that he almost had a beauty. Not friggin' Carlson kid, eh? Frig. I wasn't that high on him in his draft year, but I admit that he's a hell of a player. Do you think Kent Hughes will come to regret not going after Luke Shen or another? I think he already does, my friend. Yes, I do. I do think he will come to regret that. I don't think so. It's not like this year was going all in for the cup. They could have. They could have won a playoff series at least, but I don't think that's even going to happen now. It doesn't have to be all in for the cup even. Like just getting, more experience than last year would have been nice. And it's not looking like they may be gone in 4 or 5 games again this year, unfortunately. Whatever happens moving forward, I was thinking that we've had the most exciting season in a very long time. Yeah, so people are starting to all right. Well, let's not mail in the season here yet, guys. We'll have that, we had a good season when it's over, but no. Still going for the cup. Still want him to win the cup this year. Charles, hey, a Scottish toonie. Thank you, sir. I wasn't knocking Goalie. Said he was the best on team. No, I didn't say you were. I just brought him up maybe after you were talking, Charles, but it wasn't in reference to you. That's for sure. Youngest team in the league, yeah. Most teams, the youngest team is fighting for a first pick in the draft, not the cup. That's true. Grant should always misinterpret you, he'd get rich. Yeah, I know why. I think it was more Charles misinterpreting me. That wasn't necessarily in response to Charles's comments. I didn't misinterpret him. I think it was just the timing happened to be after I just opened up one of his tweets. Sometimes my little rants aren't, have little to do with the tweet that's up on the board. They just come to me naturally. I think Gooley's going to be great, but I think he needs to brought up slowly. He looks weak and tired out there. I think he needs to play 5-6 and sit out one and practice back in. Yeah, maybe, eh? Marcel loves Spa, but maybe he could sit the odd game too. That's not, you know what? It's not a half bad idea. Get Jacky and Gooley, or yeah, that's not beyond the realm of possibility. Have him sit the odd time, and then both the Bruce brothers get in at the same time. Maybe even one of them would get 15 to 18 minutes. Give them a regular shift some games. See how they look. Doesn't have a regular partner. Yeah, I think it's the size and lack of, like even tonight there one time, whenever that who came in and went after the guy later, but he's standing right there and he didn't do anything. Then the other guy came in and like there's just no not much grit there, unfortunately. Reinbacher being called up would help with a few concerns, clearing the creeps, evening up the D lineup, and providing some size. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. That is for sure. By the way, here, folks, I better get this in. Not yet. Oh, look at this. I almost did this smoothly. Folks, Next Level Hockey, specialists in hockey development, trusted by NHL prospects. Whether you're looking to elevate your shooting, skating, stick handling, or overall game, NLH is here to take your game to the next level. Visit them at nextlevelhockey.com. You see it underneath there. And follow their Instagram at Next Level Hockey for daily tips, posts, and updates. If you or someone you know have young, aspiring hockey players who want to elevate their game, trust Next Level Hockey to guide them forward. Next Level Hockey. It's in the name. All right, folks. Back to the comments. Nearly 310 here, so going to go to my KIP. Okay, man, you go to your KIP. That's Gaelic for good health. Hey, I hope you make it up in May. Maybe we'll even run into each other. Be cool to go to a playoff game this year. It's been a long time. I was there the night. Grant, I chugged a Mickey of vodka for you, buddy. Ben Bean, you're a good man. Thank you. No beer for me tonight. The Habs keep their first pick. Who are the few guys you would like them to pick the most? Get back to me in a month there. I'm still concentrating on the draft, on the season. I'm just getting up to speed. But who do I want them to pick? Seamus. Ignatavicius. That's the guy. Go look him up. Carrier's done. Final straw. Goalie needs a bag skate, and Robida needs to be fired. Yeah. Well said after chugging a Mickey. Paling was pretty solid in the PK. He's found his niche in the NHL. Yeah. Another guy that, would look okay in the bottom six. During his mid-game interview, he was talking about generating offense. He is not setting us up for success. Who was talking about Robida? Grant, who are you hearing are some UFA NCAA players the teams might be going after now? Haven't heard anything yet, still. I've really been concentrating on the Habs this year. Not, yeah, I'm a little behind on that. I have to apologize to you. I'm just getting up to speed on prospects. By the way, Viggo Bjork, he is really, really, really impressive. This, there's been talk that this draft class is not a good one. Far from it, as a lot of scouts thought that early on in mid-season. They've changed their tune. More and more players are popping up here that are quite impressive. And, Bjork was already well known, but he's playing 19, 20 minutes a game at center in the SHL in his draft year. May not have ever been a drafted prospect that did that. The only one that came to mind that I think might, and I don't even think he was playing that much because his team had Sammy Paulson on it too, was Henrik Sedin. He became a Hart Trophy winner. So Bjork is his two-way play. He's on the top power play. He's on the first line at center in SHL on a pretty good team, and blowing away scouts. He's playing fantastic. Keaton Verhoff, -4 yesterday. There's a lot of people think, second or third. It's getting just like the Buem. I went back and forth. Perek, Buem, Salayev, Dickinson. I don't know how many times I jockeyed those guys around their order. And this year it's turning into a similar year. You got Schmitz, you've got Reed, you've got Verhoff, Karls, Rudolph. You could talk to 5 different scouts and get 5 different, completely different orders, But I think, personally, I like Karls the most of those 5. Verhoff, I think, has been a little bit overrated. He, I don't know, there's a lot for him to learn in his game, and I'm just not completely sold on him. I know he had a great offensive year last year, but there's some issues with his defensive game, and when you're a defenseman, that's still quite important, right? I'm going to look at Reinbacher's game last night. Going to look at that tomorrow and put up another video on Reinbacher. Why does Schoolie need a bag skate, whatever that means? Oh, he means like skate the hell out of him, do the lines for an hour or something like that. Not sure how that fixes it, but anyway. Bryce Fickford, what's your thought on him? Pretty good offensive defenseman. Fantastic shot, Robbie K. I have videos up. Go check out. And by the way, folks, hit the like button here if you don't mind. I would truly appreciate it. We only have 62 here. Lots of people on X. Hop on over here. We've only got 63, so if you have something to say, I'll read it, and I'll read your comments. Let's converse here. We've got a great Habs community. Would love if some of you jumped over from watching on X. Go to Habscast. Just type in Habscast and the YouTube channel will come up. Hit the like button. Join us in the live chat, and we'll keep rolling here. Plenty of blame to go around. I watched the game. It wasn't perfect from front to back. Yeah. No worries, Grant. All good. Ben, I know you dosed a Mickey, buddy, but we don't have to get too aggressive back and forth here. These people that you're talking to do know their hockey, and just because sometimes you might disagree back and forth, it's not because they don't know their hockey. And sounds like you know your hockey too, buddy. So it's all good. We're all in this together, as Red Green used to say. Carrier and our defensive decisions are the most prominent. Yep. Habs are fine. Fans not so sure. Still a year or two away from getting to be champions. Enjoy the growth and journey. Yeah. I guess it is. I wanted to be a champ this year. Now, me want cup. 34 years. No other Canadian team's going to do it, so it's got to be us. I don't want to wait another year for Canada to hoist the friggin' cup, especially in the year when friggin' U.S. won the stupid Olympic thing. I want Trump inviting a Canadian team to the White House and them saying, stick it in your ear. Guess that's not going to happen, eh? The offense is already playoff level. The defense and experience aren't yet. No. And I don't think the size and grit are championship level yet. You haven't heard of a bag skate, Kenny? Yeah, no, I say this all the time, Ben. Playoff experience is what this group needs. I'm sorry, but saying, oh, another year, all of a sudden like that, this is a year with a window. Any year you're in the playoffs or you're in playoff contention, the window's open. The window is open now, folks. That's why I'm pissed off that they didn't get a right defenseman at the draft. I'm pissed off that they didn't get like a Toropchenko. Wouldn't have cost that freaking much. Montreal's in a position to pay now. They got prospects out the yin yang. They've got under 24 talent out the yin yang. So I don't want to keep reading. Oh, it's a ways away. Relax. Don't worry. I've heard that for 33 frickin' years. And no. Respectfully, no. They have a chance here. The East is wide open. I've seen Nashville. I've seen a Nashville team, 8th seed, go to the Stanley Cup playoffs, get within a winning. I saw an LA Kings team, 8th seed in the West, lose 2 or 3 games the whole friggin' playoffs and win the cup. I've seen first place teams that almost set records get beat by like Columbus, in the first round, that were supposed to just win their division, their conference, and the other teams shouldn't even have been in the playoffs because they weren't going to win. Well, the President's Trophy winner has won the cup, once in the last 20 years? It's just so unpredictable, the playoffs. Things can happen. Fowler could stand on his head here like he did last game come playoff time. Hage could come in, be great on the second line, have 2 great top lines, that just fill the net. Reinbacher could come in, solidify that blue line, be the piece that's needed back there on the right side, and the blue line gels. Have 3 lefties on the left, 3 righties on the right for the first friggin' time all year. It's still possible. So I'm not giving up on the cup this year. Why? Because I've seen it too often. I've watched NHL hockey for 50 years. I saw the Edmonton Oilers lose after winning 2 cups when there was just no way that Calgary was ever going to beat them. Not a chance. Edmonton was going to the cup again. They were winning the cup again. Well, Calgary beat them. The New York Islanders beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, and there was just after 2 straight cups by they had Francis, Lemieux, Jagger, top line. They just won 2 cups. Here comes this Islanders team that had no business even being in the playoffs. David Volek, bing, bam, boom. See you later, Penguins. Who won the cup that year? Who stood 0 chance of winning the cup that year? There was no way that this young team, that too many young players, and wasn't going to beat Mario and wasn't going to beat the Penguins, and they weren't going to win the cup. You know what team that was? Yeah, your Montreal Canadiens. So, and I could go on and on. I could give you 20 examples of teams that, they can't win a cup, or they're not going to win a cup. Well, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the year they won when there was no business. The Carolina Hurricanes. Anybody predict that they were going to win the cup that year? No. None. Nobody predicted Carolina was going to win 4 playoff series. Cam Ward stands on his head. They come together, they gel, and they win a cup. The first, Chicago's first Stanley Cup. People weren't expecting that. They weren't expecting Chicago to win. Well, they did. It was crazy. So, yeah, you look at this team and think, okay, they're not tough enough, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're skilled enough. And there's a couple of young players here that are 2 of the best players outside of the NHL, as far as I'm concerned, that can come in and be a big boost, and maybe they will. But they need to call them up, and they need to give them a look. They need to try 3 left defensemen with 3 right defensemen, one of them being a top 5 pick. They need to sign Michael Hage, bring him in, replacing Newhook on the second line. I mean, the difference in Michael Hage's ability to, when he gets in the offensive zone, create offensive chances. The difference between his ability to do that and Alex Newhook's, it's just, there is no comparison. So what if he comes in? He plays on the second line. They click just like when Slav joined them. Slav stays on the first. They get rolling here again. That third line gets, sorted out here. There's enough pieces if they could find the right combination. Maybe they're solid. It's not always tough teams that win the Stanley Cup. Like, was Edmonton would you have classified Edmonton the last 2 years as just a rock'em sock'em tough team? No, you wouldn't. But you know what? They came within a goal of winning the Stanley Cup. And it was mostly because they had, a hell of a lot of skill. So, and that's with shitty goaltending, basically, too, right? Well, Fowler and Dovish, if they catch fire, have more upside than Stuart Skinner ever had. So, no, I'm always an optimist at the end of the day. I get pissed off when they lose, but I get over it. Like, I'm pissed off tonight. You could probably tell. But, just in remembering in my many years of watching Stanley Cups, well, the very, very first year that I followed hockey, the Montreal Canadiens were not winning the Stanley Cup. Boston Bruins they had set records that just boggled the mind. 399 goals. They had broken the single season record by almost 100 goals. Like, top 5 scorers in the league, best defenseman by far, center that scored 76 goals. The NHL record at the time was 58. He scored 76 and 76 assists, 152 points. This was just crazy. Montreal wasn't going to beat Boston that year. They'd won the Cup the year before, and they were way better that year. Like, they were just insanely better than every team in the league. Well, Montreal won the Cup that year. Yeah, I know, Jean Beliveau and all that, but still, they were not winning the Cup, folks. Nobody thought that. Well, they beat Boston. Yeah, it took 7 games and all that jazz, but they did it. So, ever since then, when somebody, oh, well, no way, Montreal doesn't stand a chance. Remember when they were 12th, the first COVID, and they allowed, like, they were 12th in the conference. The first top 12 teams made it in. They beat Pittsburgh in the first round, right? There was no way they were going to beat Pittsburgh. They were the 12th seed in the East. Well, they did. And then the next year, 8th seed, Toronto in the first round. Remember Craig Button after it was 3-1? Don't stand a hope in hell. Yeah, well, won the last 3 games, beat the Leafs, beat Vegas. They were never friggin' going to do that, right? So, anyway, does it look like they're going to win a Cup if they don't make any changes? No. But they bring up Reinbacher, they bring up Page. I like the injection. It's not like they're bringing up bums. They're bringing up really 2 of the best players, as far as I'm concerned, outside of the NHL. Absolutely. Like, I'm looking here. The Bruins, 57-14 in 70-71. They scored 399 goals, right? Their differential was 192. They were plus 192, okay? The next closest team in differential was 93. So 99 They were plus 99 over the second best team in the league that year. Montreal was 75 plus 75. So 117 difference in differential between those two clubs. Beat them. So anyway, I like to just not be, yeah, this team, I can get down on them and we can get down on them, and it doesn't look good, but I'm not counting them out to do something this playoff. We'll see. I mean, and there's still 15 games for the coaching staff to, for a couple light bulbs to go off here yet. Season's not over yet. Maybe, they'll make some adjustments. For all the frustrations with this coaching staff, it's been what? This is going to be how many straight years now? Like, I'm just going to go back here. All right. 55 points, right? 55 points the year that Marty took over. 55 points that year. They weren't very good. 55 points. 68 the next year, right? 76 the next year. 91, 15-point jump. And they're probably going to, what? Going to be another 10, 12-point jump this year, probably. I mean, it's nothing but progress every year with this coaching staff. So as frustrating as it is, and yeah, I criticize things as much as the next person. When you're a coaching staff and a coach that has gotten better every year that you've been coaching, they'll be back next year. And if we see a step back, then you start to, okay, maybe the message isn't getting through anymore. But when you also consider that, as these improvements have gone along, the team has only gotten younger and they're still improving each year, point totals, it does bode well for the future. So as frustrating as nights like these can be, the Canadians are heading in the right direction. And here's hoping that, the trend, the upward trend here can continue. All right, let's get to a few more questions here. Window is now. Who was the last NCAA to come out the NCAA and really dominate the playoffs? On the Canadians, you mean? I don't know about dominate the playoffs. I mean, but they haven't had too many Hages through the years, right? I remember Steve Rooney coming up and helping. Can't recall if did Leclerc come up just at playoff time? Yeah, but he didn't do much that playoff. He came up at the end of after his senior year in Vermont, played the last 10 games for the Habs and helped them out, had 7 points, 10 games. But they got beat, knocked out early in the playoffs that year. I remember Rooney coming in and being a spark for them his first year. I'm sure there have been a few through through time, but it's been more so other teams, I think, that, but again, Montreal hasn't had a pile of high-end college guys coming out at the end of the year. Cole Caufield, but that wasn't a year where they were going to the playoffs, was it? Or it was. Okay, so Caufield, yeah. All right, yeah. Caufield. He came up and they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Played 2 games in Laval, came up to the Habs, played 10 games, and then was a big part. Well, the Galchenyuk giveaway, right? Big part of it. So Cole Caufield. Well, maybe Hage can be this year's Cole Caufield, right? It's one way of looking at it. Paul Kariya, yeah. Didn't Anaheim during playoffs? He was there all year. Agreed with the trade deadline additions. Look at the run the Habs went on when we added Stahl and Perry. Yeah. I know, eh? Geez, I just wish they would have. I wish they would have done something. I guess the hot rumor is that they were after a right defenseman, eh? I don't know. They should have paid the price for Murphy. I don't. Second round pick, Frank. What if Edmonton ends up winning the cup this year and Murphy's really solid? I'll be pissed. And he had to lately join a team in the playoffs and go on a tear. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think offhand, but there have been guys. They don't necessarily go on a tear, but they do help out, They can't even compete with San Jose and Anaheim. Oh, they competed with them. Are you kidding? Gave up a goal, 2 minutes left. It was tied. That's competing with them. Actually, it was Olympics with LaFontaine. Yeah. Perry knee to Tavares. Well, there you go. Grant, when the Habs are in the playoffs, who do you think the Black Aces will be? Yeah, I got asked this a couple times, so I don't think it'll be that many this year. They already have extra forwards, right? Like Laine's there, Delano's there, Bolduc. They'll add probably Blain, and Reinbacher will come up, and Hage. So whoever sits out, if Hage and Reinbacher are in the lineup, then the Black Aces will be Jacky, Struble, maybe Carrier, Blain, Delano, and the other guy I mentioned, Laine, maybe Laine's but those would be the Black Aces. That's plenty. You don't want 10 Black Aces, right? If Laval wasn't in the running in the playoffs, then I could see it. Habs are in development stage of rebuild, grooming the roles, team culture evolving to destination place. Why I appreciate no team trades. They got tons of assets. They could have made trades, and it wouldn't affect the future in any way, shape, or form. So that I just can't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But if I recall, LaFontaine and Chelios joined Isles and Habs after Sariova. Yeah, not NCAA. Right. Yeah, he didn't come. PK didn't come from college, though. Outside of empty goals, it seems the Habs are always in the game. Lots of one-goal losses. Can't recall the last time they were out of a match. Yeah, they don't get. Yeah, as far as I'm saying, couldn't even compete with. They've competed with everybody. It's been a long time since they got blown out of matches. They also aren't blowing many teams out either. Like I was saying today, like, can they not just, can they not have a blowout? Does it have to be roller coaster ride every single night? Just seems that way. It's hard on the nerves watching these guys. Every game is a roller coaster back and forth. Get a 2-goal lead, blow a 2-goal lead, go down 2 goals, tie it up, and take a lead. Other team ties. Other team scores in the last 2 minutes. It's just, it's freaking crazy. Be nice for them, What makes it difficult to envision these guys being able to play well in the playoffs is that, like, do they even have a shutout this year? They do, eh? Pittsburgh, 1 shutout. They had a run there, beat Edmonton 4-1, beat Chicago 4-1, beat Pittsburgh 4-0, lost to Flyers 4-1. But 3 out of 4 games, they gave up 1 goal, no goals. Ever since then, twice they've given up 1 goal, or 3 times. 3 times they've given up 1 goal. But it's 4, it's 2, it's 6, it's 3, it's 7, like the only team that Winnipeg Jets, who are just tanking, bombing, and the Leafs scored 1 goal against them. But every other time, like 4-3, 3-5, 5-3, 4-4, 2-3, 2-4, 1-4, 2-7, 6-3. Just not tight enough defense. That has to tighten up between now and the end of the regular season, or they'll be in trouble. There's no doubt about it. They may not even make the playoffs, but anyway, I don't count any team out come playoff time. Get there and hope it can win. All right, folks. I think that's it for tonight. We've only got 56 people on board. Thank you. Please hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. Thank you to Mark and Don, as always. NAS 26, thank you for the contribution. My Scottish friend Charles, always appreciate the pounds, my friend. 2 pounds is like $3-4. So that's a nice contribution too. Appreciate it. Had a really good weekend. I'm going to have a better month. It looks like March than February as far as earning some money on here. So that's really appreciated. And hey, if you can keep watching these shows, I'll keep trying to respond to all of your comments. I'm not always going to agree. Sometimes I'll get a little grouchy, but I do respect everybody's opinions, even if sometimes I don't agree with them. And I appreciate everybody that comes on here and chimes in. And even, Ben got a little aggressive at start there. Everybody was cool about it. I appreciate that. We've got a great community here, and I keep seeing new names all the time, which is encouraging. I mean, some go, some come back, but Grant, would you say that Dartmouth and Cornell's success with both teams ranked 12th and 14th is because of their goalies? Yeah, they had, to a certain degree. I mean, Cornwall had a shutout last night, but you look at the shots on goal, right? 16. They've got a good defensive system there in Cornell. But Croteau, too, only gave up 1 goal. They've both been solid. They've both been really solid. Looks like Johnny Hicks is taken back over in Denver there. So Miller is the backup for Denver at this point. But Cornwall in particular, hey, Croteau can't, the Vincent Riendo magic there, right? He seems to be pretty good at getting these guys. He's the goalie guru. I mean, and that goes back to, Trevor's time there. He's the one, Jakub Dobish, right? Fowler, along with their area scouts there too. But yeah, it took Vinny being in on that, and Croteau and now Cornwall. So kudos to Vinny. He's done a great job of plucking goalies outside of the top 70, right? All of these guys picked after the top 70 in the draft. I think Fowler was picked in the 70s, was he not? Anyway, it's good stuff. I wouldn't mind the occasional boring Jacques Martin style game where we walk away with a 2-0 win. Yeah. As exciting as these are, as far as drama goes, I wouldn't mind a couple of non-dramatic games. Maybe a couple of 5 or 6-0 wins even, It would be nice. Sil the Thrill, thank you, Silvio. Great show, Grant, as always. Be well. Good night. Thanks, Silvio. Thank you, Grant, and everyone for another great chat. Always, Mark, you're I'm glad that you tune in all the time, buddy. It's great. Thanks for the cast, Grant. No problem, Andy. Thanks, Grant. Great podcast after a not so great game. Same to you. Same to you, Ken. I also think we would win a lot of Jacques Lemaire style hockey right now. With a lot of, yeah, I know, eh? But I'm still happy that we've got an up-tempo team that's exciting, for sure. But yeah, almost wish they'd bring in Jacques or something as a consultant for a couple of years, or that type of guy. Bring back Jacques Lemaire and Larry. Have Larry coach the defense here for a bit. If I recall, Riendo was one of the first NHLers to join the KHL after NHL. That could be. Great stuff, Grant. Good night. On to Tuesday and the Bruins. Ho, ho, ho. Bruins on the way, right? I think I'll do another Reinbacher video tomorrow. In lieu of him hopefully being called up. If he does, definitely. The minute he gets called up or within an hour, if he gets the call up, I'll be doing a show. So I got to get off here and start getting some clips, some Reinbacher clips from the last game, because hopefully at some point tomorrow I am doing a David Reinbacher called up video, okay? Send the Reinbacher video to MSL. Yeah, maybe I should send it to the lads, eh? I might do that, Ken. All right, folks. Have a great night, and hopefully see you tomorrow for a Reinbacher video, okay? Okay. Have a good night.